So whoever wants to share their screen, I will walk either one, like all of you, through one person systems and let them do it. So whoever's interested, let me know, please, and just share your screen.
Anybody sharing?
Yeah, you can share any one person, please.
Yep, go ahead.
Awesome. We'll just come back to backup. Backup's not going to take too long to do, so we'll come back to backup in KMS. So for now, if you remember, we'd also just made a dev Okta account. Could you also just open that out?
Just a second. Right?
Sure.
Close my door.
Sure. Take your time.
Not that much of time.
Awesome. Okay. All right. First steps first. Let's just go into AWS and just search for Identity Center, please. Yep, that's the first one.
Sorry, sir, just joined. What did I miss?
You missed nothing. We're just starting the SSO setup between Okta. The only thing is that we can only do one account linked to one thing. So everybody will not be able to do this because once we enable Identity Center in any one region, then it can only work in, like, it has to be coming from one region only. We can't do it separately. So
Okay.
I'm just showing the entire setup on path system. So you guys can just watch and wait for that.
Okay,
So
sir.
we won't be able to do individual setups of this.
No problem. Sure. So we have Okta like logged in, is it?
So
Yeah, Okta I have logged in.
so all we've done is we just logged in with the dev Okta account, and the first thing what we've done is we just opened AWS Identity Center.
Okay.
But this is SSO, not the coordinator.
No, so this is single sign-on.
Okay, so we'll use SSO.
Yeah, just click on enable now. Perfect. Now just click on choose your identity source, which is basically step one. It's marked in blue. Now just click on actions and click on change identity source.
So what is the current source? Or we are just setting it up?
The ID center. So I am.
Hmm.
Now just change this to external identity provider. Click next. Cool. Now what we have is like three things, which is basically AWS Access portal sign-in URL link. So that's a custom portal sign-in URL link. The second one is the ACS link. So I will explain to you how and what ACS URLs are and what IDI URLs are, right? For now, let's just configure it. Then I will just do a whiteboard and explain all of this to you. So just open Okta now. And just click on applications on the left. Just open applications. Just say browse app catalog. And just search for AWS space IAM space identity center. Yep. Click on add integration. Awesome. You can just give the any name. If you want to leave it, you can leave it as is also. Just click on done. Awesome. Now just go to something called as provisioning on the top right. Yeah. Just click on provisioning. Cool. And just click on sign on once.
Where?
Just click on sign on. Yeah. Okay, just come down. Perfect. Okay. All right. Just go to provisioning now. Okay. Now click on configure API integration. Yep. Just tick enable. Okay. All right. So we won't wait. We'll wait for user provisioning. Just go back. Just scroll up. Just go to general. Here only general tab. Yeah. Just 1 second. Just come down. All right. Perfect. Now just scroll up again. Now just click on sign on. All right. Just click on edit. Cool. Now just go back to AWS. Yeah, you'll see the ACS URL. Just copy the ACS URL. To go back to Okta. Just scroll down. You'll see advanced sign-on settings. Just type the ACS URL. Paste this. Go back to IAM again. Yeah, just copy this. Yeah, just copy this. Just paste this. And just copy the first one from AWS again. Just scroll up. Yep, just paste this in the ready state. Cool. Just click on preview SAML. Just 1 second. All right, looks fine. Just go back. Cool. Just scroll down a little bit now. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, just click on save. Right. So we have that enabled. No, give me 1 second.
This did not came. This one.
Which one?
Relay.
That's fine. Just hang on for a second. Okay. All right, just come down. Just scroll, go back to AWS once now. Okay. We just need to give the IDM, right? Okay, just go back to Okta. Just click on actions here where you see SAML signing certificates. Yep. Now just click on view IDP metadata, or you can just download it also. Just download. Yeah. Now just go back to IAM. Just click on choose file and just upload this. Just scroll down. Just click next. Okay. All right. Just 1 second. Let me just check if we've done everything. Just hang on for 1 second.
Everybody will be logged out.
No,
So this is only to access the AWS console. Like if there is any application which is running on say EC2 and all, can we add like this Okta to log? I mean to have the access to that application.
yes, you can, but that basically works on a concept of roles, which we will just be doing that in a bit.
This is to log in into this account 3104, right?
Yes.
So
Console.
we have already IIN users, 7,
Yes.
8
So
IIN
now
users.
we are basically going to do it via Okta itself.
So this is saying IIM Identity Center preserves your current users, but they'll able to log in if name matches
Yes, we will be
with
doing.
So the
Okta.
users will
Yeah.
be stored in the Okta database something.
Yes. So when we create the users on Okta, we'll basically create the users with the same name. So then basically they'll use the same name and login.
Hmm. So we have 12.
Yeah, we will do that. But just hang on for a second. I'm just checking the configuration so that we don't get locked out. Okay, just go back, just say previous ones. Can you just copy these three things on a notepad file and keep it? And also just download the metadata file also and keep it with you. Yep. Now just go and click next. Just give me one more second. I'll just check this again. Cool. Okay. Makes sense. Just click accept and then you can say next. Just type accept. Ouch. Okay. Let's go to, let's say retry once. Let's go back to previous.
Not doing.
Give me just go back to Okta. Okay, just come here. Just click on actions again under SAML signing certificates. Just one second. All right, got it. Just go back to your Windows. Just save the okta.cert file with the name metadata.xml.
Hmm.
Just open this in Notepad once. Okay, just close this. Go back to Okta once. Just say actions. Just click on view IDP metadata. Just copy this entire file. Yep. And just save this as XML. Sorry, just save this as metadata.xml.
Hmm.
Cool. Now let's go back to AWS.
It remains Text document actually.
Just say previous.
Previous it is not going.
Just say cancel then. Go to actions. Just say change identity source again. Yep. Now just come back down. Yeah. Just compare the values, they're the same for the three things that you have. 9F501. Yep, the same. Just come down. Cool. Click on next. Just go back. Your file name is .xml.txt.
Ah,
No, save it as all files, then it will come as .xml. You saved it as a test document. Save as, yeah, all files. No, still it took as that. Save it in a different location then.
And just remove this XML file does not appear to have any style line, the first line on this. It won't make it a valid XML then. Yep, now just save it.
There is nothing like which can read XML. That's why it's probably not taking. So Notepad is the one which can read it. So
Yeah. Now just go back to AWS.
no, but it is still this thing only. H,
Sorry,
txt file is still in txt.
it shouldn't be like that. You're in downloads, you saved it in documents, I think. Just save it to a new location, just save it to desktop or something. Yep, now just go back to AWS. Just select the desktop file.
I think it is still text document.
Oh, okay, once again. Let me see if I can get that from here.
Notepad plus plus, yeah, then
Notepad plus plus.
Visual Studio should.
That is there.
File. XML file, yes.
Hmm.
Metadata, that's it only. Should come there.
Now deny me. Yeah, Dhruv, it is done.
Just 1 second. Just open your file on Notepad once, this metadata.xml, or just view it because the bytes is really tiny. Shouldn't be that much.
This one, this is the file.
Okay. All right, then just click next. Awesome.
Hmm.
All right, if we're done with that step, now what we need to do is further just come down now. Okay, now go on to the sign on tab. Just one second. So we have the ARN. One second. Delegated. Okay, perfect. Now just click on actions again. Just click on manage authentication. Okay, great. Now just go back to Okta. Now just go back up. Click on edit here. Now just enter the ACS URL and the the SSO issue of URL in the fields. Just check.
Again,
Just check if the ACS URL is fine or not. Just copy paste it from the notepad that you copied it.
I think it is same.
Cool.
Yeah, same.
All right. Now just come to application username format. Just drop that box down. Okay, it's okay. Just click on edit again. Just drop this box. Cool. Okay, that's fine. We'll change this later so that you still use the same value. So we'll create the users as such. Just click save. Okay, now just come back to AWS and just go back to settings. Now just click on automatic provision. Just click on enable. Okay, just copy the SCIM URL. And just copy the SCIM endpoint and the token. Okay, if you're done with this, just go to Okta. Now go to provisioning. Yep, click on configure API integration. Just enable this and enter the base URL as the SCIM URL and enter the API token as the token you got.
Same.
Just one second. Just go further right on the base URL. Just right at the end of the base URL here. Just remove the v2 forward slash after that. Just leave it at v2. Just say test. Cool. Just say save now. All right, now go back. Sorry, just 1 second. Go back to 1 second. Just go back up. Okay, now just go to AWS again. Just go to settings.
Yeah, we are in settings.
1 second. Should be here. Just scroll down a little bit. Just click on management. Okay, perfect. Go back to Okta now. Okay. Now under to app, just click edit and just enable create users. Just enable update user attributes and click on deactivate users. Cool. Just click on save. Okay, now just go back to AWS and click on this one. Just go to identity source. Second skim is there. Just refresh this. Just go to dashboard on top once. Okay, and just go to users. All right, and just go to groups once. Okay, all right. Now just come to settings. Right. Okay. Now just go to Okta again. Just go to assignments and just go to push groups.
Push group.
Yeah, the tab right on the right of that.
Oh.
All right. Okay. Cool. All this is empty now. Now just go to settings on the left hand side.
Settings in push group.
Okta settings. Now go to account. Okay. All right. And now just go to directory. Yep. Just go to people. Just add a person. Yep. Now just give user whatever you want. Just add somebody now with their Ava ID. We'll make the setting later. It's okay.
I'm just copying.
Okay. Okay.
Then email address.
Yeah. Just give the email address.
What would be the email address?
Any you can give the Ava ID whatever you want. You won't get the email ID from here.
Hmm.
Just add
Okay, so
my
I can give
share my email ID.
anything. Okay. AALAN, no?
Yeah, I've just shared. Oh, sorry, my bad. Just add this email ID. Okay, and yep, just click on save. Perfect. Just let me activate this. Give me a second.
So how you will activate?
I'll get an email on my mail ID.
Oh,
Okay, I'll just refresh your page. You should see that I'm activated already. Okay, now just click on my username and just say assign applications. Just click on assign. Yep, just say save and go back. Just hang on, let me check. Okay, perfect. Got the app. Yeah, now you'll see that my username has basically come up there, right? Via skim. So just click on my username now. Okay, just come down. It's fine. So all the details that it was basically asking you was asking you to fill all this information up. Right now just go to settings. Just hang on for a second. Give me 1 sec.
so from OLX ID, you will able to log in this account, no?
It will be able to log in because I created the user. I clicked on the AWS app, right? So the app that you assigned to me, we basically enable
Hmm.
provisioning as well, right?
But what permissions you will have?
That we will just set. We haven't set that right now, so I will still not be able to access it, but I will. So let me show you what will happen. So 1 second. So where's this? So basically when I come here and I click on that,
Are
I
you
will.
sharing something? Just a second. I was on my screen.
So it will basically come there, but it will say that it won't work because there is nothing assigned to me right now. So there is no access level assigned to me right now. Right. So although I'm being able to authenticate and come into the account, but I have no access right now, so it's not giving me access. Okay. So to fix this, just share screen again. Second. Okay, just go back to Okta now. Just click on groups. Not here, on the left hand side. Okay. So basically what you can do is you can, like, whenever we add everybody, like currently there's a group called everyone. So everyone is following in this group. You can just create a selective group called AWS, and we will just assign that group to the app. So whoever basically we assign the app here will automatically get pushed to AWS as well.
Now this group has this app.
Yeah.
People I can add Dhruv again.
No, I'm already there. Or you can add me here. Just add me and you can add yourself also. Yep. Just click on save. So this is just to make access more easier. So if people who you keep adding will automatically keep getting set in AWS. But just go to AWS first. Let's just get the access working, and then we'll do this. Okay. Now just go to AWS accounts, multi-account permissions. Just click on AWS accounts. Okay. Just click on assign users or groups on the left. Sorry, on the right. Just select this account. Yeah. Just click on my user. So you see you added yourself to the group right now, and you also got pushed here. Just click on next. Okay. Now just say create permission set. Yeah, just click on admin access only and just come down. Click on next. You can leave everything as is. Yeah, just click on create. Okay, 1 second. Where's my Okta screen gone? Okay, now just hang on 1 second more. All right. That makes sense. Just go to AWS accounts also again. Why is this saying not provisioned? Just click on this Reva edu. Just click on permission sets. Just say assign users and groups. Just assign me here. Just drop this down. That's fine. Just click on admin access now. Just tick it. Just tick it. Yeah. Click on next. Just click submit.
Now it is shown.
Okay. Let me just go back to AWS accounts now. Great. That looks good. And just go to permission sets once.
Provision.
Okay. Things look good. And just click on applications once. Just click on add application. You can just leave this as is. Just leave it for now. You've already configured that, so that should work. Okay, now just go back to AWS accounts. Okay, just go to assign users or groups. Right. Things look good from here. Okay, now just go to IAM, the normal IAM. Just click on users. Right. Let me try it out now. Just give me 1 second. SAML ACS is not working. Just go back to Okta once. Okay, just go back to applications. Yep, just click on that. Just click on the gear icon in front of AWS IAM Identity Center. Or just drop it down after that. No, the key, the arrow.
This one.
No, the arrow button in front of the gear icon.
Oh, this is the option.
Okay. Okay, just click on it.
Assigned to
Click on AWS IAM Identity Center. Okay, this is fine. Just go to sign on. Just scroll down a little bit. And just come down further. Okay, oh, this looks good. Just go back up. And click on edit once again here on sign on methods. Okay, now just instead of Okta username, just drop this down. Or just say custom. Yep, just click on Just click on first name or last name over there. Just say enter an expression. Just type first. Just click on expression language reference once on the link on top. I think it should be first name or last name. Yeah, just copy first name. It'll be with a dollar. Just go down in that same. Yeah, come down here. So it'll be user dot first name and then user dot last name.
Any sample?
There it is, examples, right? Okta user profile.
Got it.
Is user dollar first name and dot, and then just copy that again. Just make that user dollar last name. And now just click on save. Ouch. Just come down. Just drop it down from custom ones. That is strange. 1 second. Let me just check this. Okay. It'll be this.
Isn't it? Not first name. Action required. This is okay.
Sorry, I was talking on mute. Just go to chat. I've sent you another one. Just copy that. Yep. And now say open profile editor. Okay. And just 1 second. That's fine. Just go back up and just click on edit. That's fine. Just come down. Just go back up and in front of first name, just click the exclamation, the I icon. Yeah. Just make this a read only. Similarly, just change the last name also. And now just save profile. Just go back to the same screen. Yep. Click on save. Okay. Things look good. Just go to push groups on the earlier screen. Just click on push groups on top. Yeah. Just say find groups. The group name that you had got, just push that in, please. Yep. Just click save. Just hang on. You're in Sydney, right?
Mhm.
Think should work now. Okay, things are looking good. Can you just add somebody else now and check if their username gets pushed here? Just create somebody who's on call, just add them also.
With that, give me your email ID.
Which email ID? Reva email ID.
Any.
Okay, let me give you Reva email ID only.
Rest of the things will get automatically added.
Sorry?
The rest of the things will get automatically added. I have just added
Yeah.
the
Just needs to
people.
activate his account. He just needs to activate his account first.
Activate Okta account.
Yeah.
Then I'll add here.
Connecting to choose a password. Setup later. Yeah, showed up. Okta AWS IAM Identity Center.
Sorry?
It
Yeah,
showed up
I
an app.
see.
Yeah. His username's come, right? So Skim is working now. Can you just click on your AWS app and check if you can log in?
But
So
no
after I
permissions.
logged in, I mean, validated the URL, I am dropped in the app says IAM Identity Center.
I'm sorry.
Right?
Just share your screen once.
Yeah,
Share. Yeah.
Yes, sir. This is the one where I landed after activating my URL.
Just click on this. Nope. Just give a second.
Not you, it's us.
It's definitely us.
Definitely us.
Path, can you just share your screen once and just go back to the Okta account?
Yeah, I was thinking of adding in here. Here is not there, no?
Sorry.
In the permission.
Shouldn't make a difference. Just 1 second. Just go back to the Okta account. Just open the application again. Just click on the AWS IAM Identity Center. Just go to sign on. So provisioning is working fine, but there's some issue on sign on. Just go to sign on. Just 1 second.
What we entered is not visible.
Sorry.
Here we mentioned this first name, last name, no? Oh, yeah, it is.
Yep. Just checking if the relay state what we have given is fine or not. Can you just go edit this once? Can you just blank out the relay state? And now just save it. Once.
Again, it is coming.
Sorry?
It is still coming.
That is strange. Just 1 second.
If I add it, it is not there. See, again it came.
Just 1 second. Hang on. We are missing one thing which we need to figure out.
Some initial configuration.
Check now, Siddharth. Can you share your screen and show us?
Yeah. Need to refresh it, is it?
Yep. You need to check two things: if you can access it in the first place, and then if you can map it to your user, which is already there. So we'll see. Okay. Just 1 second. Path, can you just go back to the IAM screen and add him as a user also there?
Yeah. I add it. Yeah, done.
Can you just refresh your screen now? So that just share screen, please.
Refresh. Yeah, AWS
Just share screen, please.
account 1.
Yeah, just click on this. Just click on this again. And click on management console.
This I've seen in companies also. I know after that we get access, but up to that it's a mystery.
Now it's no longer a mystery, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's a long list of troubleshooting steps are like not easy.
Sorry?
It's a long list of things which you did.
It's not very long. It's just that you're looking at it for the first time, so that's why it's probably looking like that.
Yeah, I was catching up. Then again, like it got lost after all this troubleshooting.
I'll walk you through everything right now. We'll do it. We'll walk you through it.
So this is administration access.
Yep. And why you have administrator access also I'll show you, but I'll just take over the screen for a bit now.
Yeah, I only gave him admin access.
Okay, all right. Few things down. I'm just going to walk everybody through what all we did. Uh, Path, I'll just require to share the. Can you just give me admin access on your SSO so that I can open the configuration and show?
Yeah, how to give?
Just share your screen once.
This is the reason how phishing mails works.
Just go to Okta.
Give me user access and then you get me the admin access.
Yes, indeed. Uh, just go to settings. Oh wait, it should be here only. Just go to general. Oh sorry, now just go back.
Where?
Just go back.
Application.
Yeah, it's been so long since I've seen this. So yeah, just click on this. Just edit it. Edit my user here. Just come down. Is there any option to change this here? No. Just say cancel. One second.
But why it is not showing group?
Sorry.
Yeah, it was
Just go.
assigned to group.
Yeah, because you assigned me as an individual also first. Just go to settings on the left hand side. Click on account. Okay, just go back up. Just click on manage third party admins. Okay, wait. Just come down. Just one second. Don't take this. Just one second. Should be here. Just go to security. I've forgotten how to do this. Let's see. Yeah. Yes. Go to administrators now. Yep. Just come down. Just say add administrators. Just select the user from top. Yeah. Just type my name. Yep. Just save it. No, just click on role first. You'll have to click on role. Okay. Just give me control for a second, please. That is super strange. No, now it comes. Okay, let me just check. My own account. Where is it?
Now you should have.
Sorry,
Now you are able to log in.
I'm just trying to find the login link. Just 1 second.
This one. This one, no?
Yeah, got it. In it. Yep. Okay. I'll just share my screen now.
Explain where this token is exchanged from Okta to.
Yep. I'm just starting with that. All right. Let's.
And Okta gives JWT.
No, this is SAML 2.0. It won't nothing to do with JWT. I'll come to that right now. Just give me 1 second. Okay. So we started off here where we enabled something. We came to identity source. We went and said change identity source. We went to external identity provider. Once we did that, we got three things basically, which is something called as an access portal sign in URL link. So if you remember when we started off, I had given you a console login link, right? That link basically gets customized for SSO. So if you open this link out as well over here, right? This will basically take you to the sign in link for our account, right? What basically happens here is on this link, if you log into this link and if I am logged out, it will basically redirect this because my Okta app is enabled. Okay. Where will it redirect it is the ACS link that we have, which is basically the IAM Identity Center issuer URL, right? This is the issuer URL, which basically we feed in Okta to tell it that if anything is coming in, I am going to be sending it to you on this link. So let's imagine I was logged out here. I clicked on this start link. The start link checked I was not logged in. It would redirect me to the identity center issuer URL. The issuer URL basically has a configuration which we set up later on with the metadata.xml which we had basically downloaded. And what that did was it added an identity provider here, right, which is of type SAML. If you open this, you will see that this is the portal assertion URL, right? And this is the SSO URL. I will just come to this, how this works, but very simply, anything that is basically coming into my account is getting authenticated using this. And this has a role at the backend, which is customized by AWS SSO, which only has permission for identity and access management. All right. When you had fed in that XML data, if you remember, this basically came up from that XML data. Do you remember this? Where we got this from was when we were subscribing to our application and we went here and we went here and we went where? Here. And we said view IDP metadata. Remember this?
Yes.
Right? So basically this, what this did was it gave me the metadata to basically tell me what link am I going to log you out, what link am I going to log you in, what link am I going to assert the user to come, right? Forget whatever we did after that for provisioning. I'm not even going to talk about provisioning right now. Okay, this is, I'm just keeping this separate. This is not required for login. This is only required if I create users on Okta and if I want to automatically create the user on AWS as well. Or for example, I want to delete or deactivate a user, it will go and deactivate it from AWS as well. So this is a secondary thing. We don't need it for sign on to work. For sign on to work, what we require is the ACS URL and the issuer URL. Now, how the ACS and issuer URL are working is if you come to, yeah. So what we did was first we provided the metadata over here for Okta. So basically we told AWS, hey, I'm going to be sending you to Okta to use it. Right? In Okta, you have three things: the sign-in URL, the issuer URL, and the certificate. Sign-in URL is nothing but blah 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 for us, right? Which tells Amazon where do I want to go to give you a login. So when I said that I've come to that page and it's basically asking me that if I'm not logged in, this would need to tell me where to go log in, right? Now in that scenario, what would happen is it would redirect me to this link, which is basically this login portal. And if I was logged out at both places, I would basically come and hit over here to log into Okta first. Once I logged into Okta, right, what would then happen is, let's go back here. Then every application will have a specific issuer URL, right, which we create for the account. Every application that you create will generate a new issuer URL. So next, what is happening is it is telling me that in this application, oh sorry, in this Okta account, there is one application which is this application, and this application is going to be sending me the metadata URL. Right? Now, what metadata URL it will be sending me, and how do I know that this is the application that is actually sending it, is because in the XML file there is a certificate also. There's a 509 x509 certificate. If you look at that metadata file, I just opened it, I'll show it to you again. So if you look over here, here's the certificate. Okay. Using this, it is basically subscribing you and saying that this is the right person who is hitting me. Right? It is not any other Okta account which is actually hitting me. This is the real Okta account which is actually hitting me, and it is validated. Okay. Again, where are the credentials going to get punched in from is this URL. Where is the application going to start working from is this URL. So this is what we have told Amazon when we had basically uploaded this metadata file. Okay. When we did upload this metadata file, it did nothing but went and created an identity provider for me here with your metadata information over here. Right? It contains the certificate. It contains all that data that we just saw is basically come up here. Right? Now, further, what we did was once we finished this, we went and said that for every AWS account that we have right now, this is basically I have only one account. I can have multiple accounts. So do you only want to give access on this account, or do you want to give them access to every account? Okay. What we did was we went here and said that I want to assign people here. Now in Okta, we said via auto provisioning that whoever I am creating, whoever I am creating or updating or deactivating, right, with these details, you will automatically send to AWS. Okay. How did we manage that? Was using something called as skim, for which we generated a API key and a token. So what that API key and token does is whenever I create any new user here, it basically hits the skim protocol for AWS, and it basically goes and updates and creates a user for me over here. Okay. Right now I had to go manually and update them, or currently if I didn't set up skim, I would have to come here. I would have to come and say, okay, assign users. Then I would say, okay, my user is not here, so I'm going to create a user. And then I would start creating a user from here, right? Now, if I did not use the auto provisioning, so this is all just for auto provisioning. Now, if I want multiple people to have, so this was the group that you created from there. Now, if you want multiple people to have similar kind of access, you can just use the concept for groups, right? If you see, this is created by the SCIM protocol, which we updated, and anybody that he keeps adding in this group will start getting created here. Okay. So now
If
whenever
we remove from here,
yeah,
then it will get reflected in Okta.
no, it is why it will not get reflected is because it is from Okta to AWS. If you want to Okta, this is currently not available.
Okay.
Right. So from AWS to Okta connectivity is not there. We are only updating from Okta to AWS.
So means if I change some permission from AWS, then Okta will not be aware.
Okta will only tell you what or which user I'm going to be sending. So for example, today, if I go ahead and where is it? If I go here and if I change the permission set for this user, for example, we added this to or assigned it to some users. If you want to change it, Okta will not be aware of it. Or tomorrow, if I come here and, for example,
Okay,
I
if I remove,
it will
then
recreate it. Let's try it out.
it will get recreated.
Ideally should be. That's my understanding.
But permissions won't be there.
Permissions will now permission set is gone, right? So let's see what happens from here. So in assignments, we have assigned. Firstly, let me just remove people. You assigned AWS group, and in AWS group you have these people. That is fine. Now if I come here and if I click on applications and if I just click on push groups, let's see what it does. You'll see that I've come back here. Oh wait, that was another screen. Oops, not yet.
Here it will not come, no, because that we need to add. In users, you will see.
Let's see.
So remove from users.
Okay, let's do that.
And then push.
Didn't work.
It did not work actually. You are gone.
Technically it should have worked, so let me check. Should be that case. If I am assigned here, yeah, should work. There is no reason this should not work. Okay, once you delete them, then they don't come back.
Okay.
Cool.
Then how to add?
How to add? Good question. I'll see. I think if I remove myself completely from this, it should. Yeah. So basically, you have to unassign that app and reassign it. Cool. So that is basically how this is now sending the data there. So this is just for provisioning, right? Even if we didn't do all the drama for provisioning and all, it doesn't make a difference. As long as you have a user here and that user is assigned to the application, they will be able to log in using all the details on sign on. The moment you want auto provisioning, so for example, if I even disable all of this, the moment I'm creating users or updating them or doing anything, it will not make a difference. And for the aspect of providing access, so we went and made a permission set. So in this permission set, let's just come here. For example, I came here, there is only one permission set at the moment. If you want to update it or change it or put another permission set, you can do that. But because this is just using standard IAM stuff. Right, and because I had removed myself right now from this, so for example, I only want to give myself or read only access, and I come here and do that, and you click next, and the moment I now log in, I didn't save it or what? Ah, okay. And now let's check if this works. So if I come here now, I have only have view only access. Let me see if that's actually working. Let's destroy one of path's machines and see. Yep. Does this make sense now? There is another thing where we can also go ahead and disable console access altogether. So for example, I want all of you to like use Okta only. Then you can just come here and say that you want to force people to use Okta. Oh damn. Okay, sorry. Let me just go back to. Then if I just come here, which yep, if I come here, currently I've given you console access, etc. Right? I can also stricten out that nobody can log in without uh, SSO to come in, except the root account, which will always have access. So if you come here and you can set up a policy to basically say that this identity provider is going to be my default login and whoever is coming in is going to use this. Make sense? Any questions? Folks, any questions?
Yeah, that token exchange.
What token exchange? The skimmer, the skimmer.
Mm, so when user will log in first, then it will have a Okta top token, no? And then it will get exchanged with AWS. Something like
Yes,
that.
yeah, you're right. So basically, what happens in this scenario is that whenever a user will log in, right, they will basically send a token to the issuer URL. The issuer URL compares the metadata where it is coming from. If the metadata and issuer URL match, it lets you log in. Remember, AWS is no longer going to check whether your username, password, 2FA is correct or not. It is only going to check what permission policy is attached to you. That is basically coming in via SCIM, and whether you legitimately have access. So for that, it will check whether the 509 cert matches and the issuer URL that is coming in matches. If both of those match, it will let you come through. And then what permission you have is basically getting set from here itself, where we are assigning a role or a permission set to you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
So these are IAM roles, no?
these are limited IAM roles. We can assign a custom policy also. So currently we're going to a managed policy. Every time we're adding permission sets, we can also create a permission set with only custom policy sets as well. So these policies are basically getting picked up from IAM only. So we can create a custom role over here or a custom policy that we have. So we come to policies, we create a custom policy and then we select that policy there.
Go to roles.
Yep.
Okay, this is for AWS services. So
What's your question?
assume role thing happens in this SSO.
Yes, it does, but that's a different integration. Where you are saying that I've created two different kind of roles, that is a plain SAML integration. It is not going to come in via the SCIM or the identity managing center. So in that scenario, what we do is we basically come here, we add a provider, we set up the provider name, the metadata document that you had, we upload that here, and then we tell Okta to match the role name which we have created here. For example, if this is the role name, then I would need to enable the attribute from Okta to come in here and give this role name. Then you will be able to access only this role. So there are multiple integrations which happen. That's a role-based kind of IDP SSO kind of access role. This is the newer form of SSO which basically AWS uses now. At the end of the day, you are still getting a role only when even I'm saying admin access and all that, you are still getting a role only. but that is basically managing by the identity center instead of IAM. So this was more of a traditional setup. Now all of the SSOs are basically moving to the identity center.
Okay.
Cool. Folks, we'll just take a quick 10-minute break. We're going to come back, start on backups. Uh, we have KMS left, we have backups left, and I have to cover one more thing. Second, what am I missing? Yeah, SCPs. Okay, cool. We'll
So
cover
when we'll wind up?
uh, as soon as we finish. I don't think it will take more than an hour.
Okay. And any exams today or next Saturday, or everything is over?
No, no, you will have an exam, and I will discuss that also with you as to what you
Okay.
need to concentrate on that.
So exam is next week.
I don't know. I will send the paper to the university. They will schedule it as per your and their convenience, I think.
Okay. Okay.
Cool, folks. See you in 10 minutes.
Hmm.
You guys want to give the exam today only?
If it is MCQ, then it is fine.
It's no MCQ, it's practical.
Okay, practical.
Yeah. All right, cool. See you in 10 minutes, folks. Hi folks, are we back?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Okay. Uh, for backups, what we basically do is use the AWS backup service. We had done a local backup of a DB. Now we're just going to show you how we can centralize those backups, etc. as well. So we start with something called as a backup plan. I'm just going to go move to my region now. And in this, you can either select a template or you can just build a completely new plan that you want. For configuration sakes, let's just build a new plan here. So you can give a backup plan name for like daily backups, etc., whatever you want. In
Shall we follow along or just watch?
up to you, whatever you're comfortable with. For the backup rule name, you can just give a rule name here. In the backup vault, you can either create a new vault or use the default one. And you define how frequently do you want to get your backups done. You can also define a cron here if you want. For example, I select daily right now, and here you have whether you use a custom backup like the default backup time where it starts at about 5 a.m. UTC, and otherwise you can give your own backup start time if you want, whenever you want to do it. Transition to cold storage is whenever you do define a backup, after some amount of days, etc., or months or years, it will go to Glacier, right? This will just help you save costs. But retrieving from cold storage, you need to open a case out for the AWS, and then they basically restore that data for you. Retention period is for the backup that you have. How long do you want to hold it? Like 1 week, or do you want to hold it for how many months? It's up to you. If you want to copy this backup to a different region to have region failure also there, you can select that. In case you want this to lie in this region, you just keep this here itself. Once we do this, we create the plan. Okay. Now you will see that there's a resource assignment name. So let's just say call this backup jobs. You will see there's a default role over here, right? If you want to customize that role per backup also, you can do that by choosing an IAM role. You create a role there and then you assign only that backup permission to this. Now, do you want to back up all resources or do you want to back up specific resources? So for example, I had a DB created, right? And I say all clusters I want to back up, or if I have say any EC2 machine which I have, right? And in EC2 I want to back up all of those, or if I only want to back up some of them. If you want to exclude some of those backups from here, you can exclude them by resource IDs, and you can also add tags if you want, right? If you come here and you say assign resources now, you will see there is a backup job which gets created. Now this backup job, when it runs, right, it will basically run on the schedule that I've created over here, right, which starts say every day at 5 a.m. UTC. It will start backing up my instances. Currently, I haven't selected any other, I haven't selected that this backup gets copied to a different region. So what you will see is once the backup starts, you will see a backup job getting created over here, right? Once that is created and your backup is available, it will be stored in this vault that you have, right? For example, if let's just create a very simple backup of one machine, and let's leave the retention period as is, and we see create an on-demand backup. So what you will see that this backup job is currently running. Once this job has run, you will see in the backup vault there will be one recovery point which comes. Once the recovery point comes, we can use that to restore this in this region or any other region as if we want. Okay. This service currently is available for a few resources, mainly everything major gets covered. But in case there is some service which is not included in the backup, then you would need to go to that service and use the existing copy to S3 kind of thing where you do it. All right, we'll let this run for some time, and until this is created, I will just hop up to KMS. Okay, for KMS is basically a store that we basically use to store our keys, etc. So consider it to be Vault. I don't know how many of you heard about HashiCorp or stuff like that. Those are alternatives that we can use. AWS gives us our custom service that we have where we can store keys, etc. that we want. And this is basically called the KMS service. Here we can go ahead, create either a symmetric or asymmetric key, right? If it's an asymmetric key, do you want to just sign and verify it, or do you want to use it for encryption decryption? So for now, let's just take a symmetric key option here. Where do you want to store it? Do you want to store it in KMS? Do you want to store it in an external store, or do you have a custom key store that you have, right? For example, if I select a KMS, now single region key is, it will only be allowed in Mumbai. If I create multi-region key, this key I can use everywhere else also. If I come here, I just say, for example, give a name and I create next. Okay, and we can also add which people can actually come ahead and edit, modify, delete these keys. If you want, you can also just use any of the roles, etc. that exist also. So for example, if you have an EC2 machine, we attached a role on that. Now, if you want that EC2 machine to access this key, or you wanted to also delete this key, then we can basically give the same role over here and mark it to become a key administrator. Right? Currently, if we don't want anything over here, we basically come here. Now we come under key usage permissions. So who can access this key? Here we basically use, for example, if I had a role and if I just select that role, now I know this role is basically applied on my machine. So that machine will be able to come and access this key. It will be able to list this key. It will be able to encrypt it. It will be able to decrypt it, right? Apart from that, nobody else will be able to see this key except key admins. Now, if I come here, right, and if you come here, right, wherever I want, I will be able to come and access, delete, modify, use this key from the key policy that I've attached on it. So if I go to my EC2 machine, and I figure out, so if I apply this role, now basically this machine will be able to access this key that I have, and it will be able to basically either access this key or modify this key right now. If you want to change that around and if you want to modify permissions, then you can go ahead in the role and update that via the IAM policy itself, right? If you want to see what kind of access this person has, if you want to edit it by only allowing, say, for decryption and nothing else, then we just modify the policy over here, and we will need to give generate data key, otherwise it will not be able to even get that key, right? Currently resources star, if you want to limit this, you can just limit it on this instance. If for example you only want to have this instance access this key, right, or wherever this role is attached, it will be able to use it. So once you're done with this, you save this and you can use this key now to basically generate anything, edit it, encrypt it, decrypt it. Another thing we have is, sorry, my bad. We have AWS managed keys. These keys are basically used in order to encrypt, decrypt different resources that we have. So if I want to encrypt my RDS, which I had done, which I encrypted my database over here, if you remember, it is basically encrypting it using this key. So if you come here, we had basically used encryption on this. So let me see if we can see that. Yep. You'll see the AWS KMS key that is using to encrypt this data. So for example, if this database is encrypted and if I ever want to decrypt it, I can just call this KMS key, which has access to it, and then basically use this key to decrypt that same method. Any questions? For backups, if you come here, you will see under the default name vault, you will see this backup is created. Now, if you want to restore this backup, you just click on restore. It will tell you where, what subnets do you want. You can select that. Which VPC you want, you can select that. Do you want to restore it with the original IAM role or something else? You can do that. And you can just click on restore backup. This will basically spawn a new instance with the same EC2 configuration and the same files, same applications deployed. Does this make sense? Folks, any questions?
No.
All right. I'm just going to be discussing the quiz now with you. I remember we hadn't done it last time, so I will just open that out.
So today's content is over.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I had couple of doubts. But nowadays summary is not coming in this.
Sorry?
In MCQs,
Mm-hmm.
earlier we used to see the summary, what we ticked and whether it was right or wrong.
Yeah, that's because of the way I had basically set up this quiz, so I had not enabled that. That is my fault. So I would enable it from next time, but I forgot to enable that. Let me just open. Oh.
Also discuss next week question paper.
Yeah, I will. I will. I'm gonna do both.
So first we'll discuss next week paper.
Sure. We'll just do it. It won't take very long. Just give me like 5 minutes. Okay. First question was around an org is working with an outside agency that needs to access a virtual machine. The real concern about brute force login attacks targeted at virtual machine management ports. Which of the following used to open the management port for a defined time range? You guys got this right, wrong? Don't remember?
I actually don't know, but the summary is not there, no? So don't know, but I had ticked
Bastion service.
service, so I think it was incorrect.
Yep. So I'm talking about management ports. If I'm not talking about data ports. That was the only thing why I kept writing management ports, management ports, management ports again and again.
So management traffic we usually do it from Bastion host, no? So I
Then you will
tick.
access data. You will access the data port, right? I'm talking about a virtual machines management. Like they want to access the management port of it. So in a virtual machine, you will have a data access port where you will basically be having an IP like 192 whatever, blah 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 blah. You will also, I'm talking about the management port. So where basically now I'm saying my data port is down. For example, the IP is unreachable. I'm not talking about the IP address that you would assign to that virtual machine. So I'm talking about it's like going ahead and taking a serial connection of the machine.
Okay.
Okay. An organization compliance group requires client authentication using Azure AD and keyboard diagnostic logs to be enabled. What is the easiest way to accomplish this? I hope this was easy.
Not sure what I had
Actually, I don't remember this question only.
Once have I opened an incorrect one? Yes, I have. Why? Why somebody copied the exact name that I had named the quiz? Wow. Okay. Give me 1 second.
If you can enable summary, then I think we can try to see. Or not possible. Retrospective.
Let's see if I can enable it. I don't think once the attempts have been made, it can be seen, but let me see if I can enable it. Yep, quiz found it. Let me edit it and see.
Race LNS is not open.
Sorry?
Nothing. And see if summary is there.
I can't take it now. Nope, doesn't work now. Sorry.
Okay.
Give me a second. Let me open the right questions. Why somebody copied this? All right. Yep. So customer has an application composed of individual services. They must route a request to a service based on the content of the request. Which type of load balancer should they use?
This was okay.
I think the word application should have given this out.
Hmm.
Which acts as an additional layer of security at the subnet level in the Amazon VPC.
Yeah, NACL.
Yes.
Network gateway. I hope you didn't get this wrong because I specifically wrote VPC. VPC we can only apply NACLs. And that too I wrote subnets, so subnets can only have NACLs, they can't have SDs.
Correct.
Okay, what is the AWS term for physically distinct group of data centers?
This was easy.
Perfect. Let me just open a couple more of them.
You should give access to this portal actually.
Sure, you want to get me fired as well. Okay, a security group will not have what?
Deny rules, yeah.
Deny rules. This is fine.
Deny. Perfect. In AWS, IAM is used for?
This is also fine.
Securing
yeah,
okay.
Securing these.
You are tasked with setting up a Linux Bastion host for access to Amazon EC2 instances running in your VPC. Only clients connecting from the corporate external IP address, that is one IP address, should have SSH access. Which options will meet the customer's requirement?
Yes, this is also.
Yeah, I think first one only.
Yeah.
Right. Give me a second. Let me just open all of them. I'll go crazy like this otherwise. Why can't they have a view all functionality?
You don't have the Word document.
I do, but I'll have to dig it up where I put it now. So can use it like this. Okay. This one I think we're done. Yeah. You've been brought in as a solution architect to assist an enterprise customer with their migration of an e-commerce platform to Amazon VPC. The previous architect has already deployed a 3-tier VPC, which is configuration is as follows. This is the VPC name, this is the IGW, this is an ACL. These are the subnets and route tables, right? These are the associations. Now you are now ready to begin deploying EC2 instances into the VPC. Web servers must have direct access to the internet application and database servers cannot have direct access to the internet. Which configuration below will you allow the ability to remotely administrate your application and database servers as well as allow these servers to retrieve updates from the internet? So there were a couple of options here, right? Here you could have created, I mean, the right one was having a bastion and that instance in subnet this. So did you guys get confused with this or no?
Yeah, a
I
bit.
don't remember, but we had ticked the last one.
Last one, yeah. This last one just did. Let me read this. I think yeah, I also ticked this one.
But this question is good, bro, actually. This type are there in the what is that? Security certification also.
Sorry, this was?
This type of scenario questions are there in the certifications also. Similarly.
Yeah, they'll be there. I mean, they're pretty common.
Yeah, there are I think 3-4 questions which are more like we have to draw the diagram, then only we can understand.
One or two questions are having same options, sir. Like maybe we'll find out.
Yeah, they are common.
Yes, correct.
Okay, you're designing a system that has a bastion host. This component needs to be highly available without human intervention. Which of the following approaches would you select? Anybody got this wrong?
That I don't know, but yeah, third one is correct.
The thing is that we cannot see the summary what went wrong. So
four answers are wrong, but I don't know which one.
Okay, I agree. I mean, that is my fault. I should have ticked that option, which I didn't. And now I can't.
But you can see who
No,
like.
I just see a final score. I can't see who's marked what.
Oh, okay.
But I think
Yeah,
this one,
this is the one. No. This is fine. Yeah, sorry.
Anybody got
deploy
this?
a bastion host, auto assign public, allow RDP. Yeah, Windows system, no?
Yeah.
This is correct. Fourth one.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have total 15 offices and the entire employee related information.
See, here there are two same answers.
Same options, 2 and 3.
So this must be my incorrect one.
Although I think I've selected none of the above, but 2 and 3 were same.
Okay. I'll give you the marks in case you went wrong with this.
But how you will come to know?
I'll give everybody a +1 on that. I can't do anything there.
Yeah.
However, in the bracket which you have mentioned, no soft limit, but it is not a soft limit, no? Or is it? 10 VPN connection is the maximum.
Yep, you can increase it. It's a soft limit.
You have to actually reach out to support, I guess.
Yeah, they're basically, you have to reach out and just, no, not even reach out. There's a portal now that they have. You can just increase it from there.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
previously. But transit gateway, you could have.
But the third option, Dhruv, actually, you can create your mentioning about there. Or what is the option there?
I'm saying that you cannot create more than 10 VPN connections. So I said you have 15 offices, right? So I said if you have 15
offices, the second option,
yeah.
You are about to mention you cannot create, whereas in the third option you can create more than is a assumption or.
No, this is not an assumption. You cannot create like more than 10 VPN connections without extending the soft limits.
Correct. Now in the third option, what was supposed to be there?
No, we don't remember. No, so what was the?
I've just incorrectly copied it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Instead of 4, there are 5 options.
Yeah. Okay.
This one was wrong.
You have
All right. So you have in total 5 offices, and the entire employee related information is stored under AWS VPC instances. Now all
I
these
think I made it right. Yeah.
want to connect the instances in VPC using VPN. Which of the below help you to implement this? So the first one is you can have redundant customer gateways between your data center and your VPC. Second one, you can have multiple locations connected to the AWS VPN Cloud Hub. Third one is you have to define 5 different static IP addresses in route table. So why this is incorrect is because even if you do that, it doesn't make any difference, right? So if you do both 1 and 2, you can use any of these options, right? 1, 2, and 3 obviously is wrong because even if you define 5 static IP addresses, there's no route to that. Okay. You have an EC2 security group with several running EC2 instances. You change the security group rules to allow inbound traffic on the new port and protocol and launch several new instances in the same security group. The new rules are
Yeah,
This one,
immediately.
correct. Immediately. This one.
okay. Designing a data leak prevention solution for your VPC environment. You want your VPC instances to be able to access software depots and distribution on the internet for product updates. The depots and distributions are accessible via third-party CDNs by the URLs. You want to explicitly deny any other outbound connections from your VPC instances to hosts on the internet. Which of the following options would you consider? And you got this confused
I
with?
think first, I
Yeah,
think
first
first one
one.
on this.
Pretty straightforward. Okay, users configured a VPC with a new subnet. The user has created a security group. User wants to configure that instances of the same subnet communicate with each other. How can the user configure this with the security group?
This one is incorrect then.
So this one anyways doesn't make sense, right? Configure the
I
subnet.
think I had picked first one only. As it is in the same subnet, they can communicate. That is the
Yeah.
question. No?
Is it? There is no need for a secret version. I don't remember only.
I think first one I had picked if it is the same subnet, as far as I remember.
But that's also true, right? It all instances in the same subnet.
Okay, I marked this. I've written this incorrectly, so basically this should not be the same. So if that's creating confusion, I'll give it
But
to you.
that's correct, right? Understanding if all the instances in the same subnet, there is no need.
Yeah, unless yes, that is clear. I should have written the new subnet here, which I've written the same subnet, so that is my problem. I will give you the marks on this.
Okay, I got 2 marks then.
Okay. All right. Your entire AWS infrastructure lives inside of an Amazon VPC. You have an infrastructure monitoring application running on an Amazon instance, AZ A of the region, another running in AZB. Monitoring applications need to make use of ICMP to reach hosting of the application. Can you configure security groups for for these instances to allow only ICMP ping to pass from the monitoring instance to the application instance and nothing else? If so, how? Straightforward?
Yeah, SGs are stateful. Yeah.
Stateful thing. Correct.
Yeah.
Third one.
Okay. You're designing security inside VPC. You're considering the options for establishing separate security zones and enforcing network traffic rules. Instances can communications. How would you accomplish these? Choose 2 answers. Uh, I think this was straightforward again. Anybody got confused?
Not sure what I did, but should be fine.
Okay. Anybody got this wrong or was confused with it? Then I'll discuss it. Okay. Which of the following statement describes network ACLs? Responses to allowed inbound traffic are always allowed to flow outbound regardless of outbound rules and vice versa. Use network ACLs. Using network ACLs, you can deny access from a specific IP range. Keep network ACLs rules simple and use security group to restrict application level access. NACLs are associated with a single AZ only. So straightforward again.
Yeah, B is correct. C is keep network
Yeah, this is correct.
simple and use a security group to restrict application.
Yes.
Seems B and C correct. Yeah.
All right. Benefits enrollment companies hosting a 3-tier web application running in a VPC or in AWS, which includes a NAT instance in the public web tier. There is enough provision capacity for the expected workload for the new fiscal year. Benefit enrollment period plus some extra overhead enrollment proceeds nicely for 2 days, and then the web tier becomes unresponsive. Upon investigation using CloudWatch and other monitoring tools, it is discovered that there is an extremely large and unanticipated amount of inbound traffic coming for a set of 15 specific IPs over port 80 from a country where the benefits company has no customers. Web tier instances are so overloaded that benefit enrollment administrators cannot even SSH, which activity would be useful in defending against this attack. Straightforward? No.
Yeah. Yeah. Second and third was ruled out.
Yeah, absolutely. Even first is actually, but yeah. Okay, you have two Elastic Compute Cloud instances inside a VPC in the same AZ, but in different subnets. One instance is running a database and the other instance an application that will interface with the database. You want to confirm that they can talk to each other for your application to work properly. Which two things do we need to confirm in the VPC settings so that EC2 instances can communicate? First one is that a network ACL that allows communication between two subnets. Second one is both instances are the same instance class and keep using the same key pair. Third one is that the default route is set to an NAT instance or the IGW, and D security groups are set to allow the application host to talk to the database. So pretty straightforward. Key pair does not matter, and if you're only talking about inter-subnet communication, then NAT and IGW anyways doesn't come up. Okay, you are currently hosting multiple applications in a VPC and you have logged numerous port scans coming in from a specific IP address block. The security team has requested that all access from the offending IP addresses block to be denied for 24 hours. Which of the following is the best method to quick and temporarily deny access? Any confusion here?
I think I selected the AD policy. But sir,
AD
the
policy.
modify network ACL, if you do, that is not temporary, right?
Because it is temporary, it is faster.
But you have to go and manually you have to remove it, no?
Yes, even in VPC security groups, you will have to do it. But if you do it in security groups, then you will have to do it in multiple places, right?
But
Unless
in AD policy, you can define the schedule, no? Like block this for this much time and also automatically. I mean, that's what I have gone through. That in AD policy, you can put a schedule like, okay, do this action for this much time.
yes, you can. Okay, I will give that to you if you want.
I mean, it's not forgiving, but like I thought like that might be the.
Yeah, your explanation is correct. I'm not saying anything there. So I'll give that.
Okay.
I don't know what I had to.
Okay.
So,
Cool. So coming to the question paper, folks. So I don't know when your exam will be. Might be next week. You guys can discuss that with the university. I'll ship the paper with them today. So it'll be only practical based. There are no theoretical questions at all. So don't sit and learn stuff, etc. It will be open internet, open book, etc. But they're just practicals that you need to do. It is an exact replica of what we have done in class. So if you practice that well enough, that is all you need. You will not need any external dependency tools apart from AWS or any other software apart from AWS to conduct it. The only thing I'm just like telling all of you is first things first, whenever you're working in your own regions, so just make sure you have your own regions and you're not cross connecting with people in similar regions. Mumbai is also going to be empty for that day. So if you want to use that, somebody can. Additionally, please see your CloudTrail logging is enabled because for every question, the only output I'm expecting are screenshots and the extract of the CloudTrail logs. So you just need to give me CloudTrail logs for that time period for the actions that you've done, either in a CSV or Athena output, whatever you want. But I need to see that clearly and screenshots. That's it.
So these integrations and all of what we did today. So are we expecting like that?
No integrations or no external solutions or any software will be
Okay.
upon. It will only be Amazon.
Okay.
And we have done the practical numerous, like number of times in our labs. Also, there will be a bonus on the question papers. So in case you do the bonus part, I will give that to you.
So we can score more than the prescribed mark using so
Yes,
If you're thinking full, you will get then on
50,
top.
50, 55 out of 50.
yes, first time you can do that. Okay, so again, don't waste time writing things. Don't waste time writing paragraphs. I don't want paragraph and paragraph of answers. Only thing I want is screenshots and an extract of your CloudTrail logs for that specific question on the actions that you've done. That's about it. You don't need to get it fancy in Athena, etc. as well. If you just want to give it to me in a CSV by downloading the CSV and giving it, you can do it. But just please make sure that before you start, you check CloudTrail logs are enabled. In case they're not, and you do your entire exercise and then you realize that they're not, I will not be giving you marks on that.
Okay. And this infra will remain, no? Whatever we have built.
Currently, whatever is there is there. Post the exam day, I will destroy it. So let's see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Total, how many questions will be there, Rudru?
There are total 3 questions, and fourth is the bonus one.
3, okay. In that, any, like, all are scenario based?
7 crore question.
All of them are practical based. All of them are things that we have done. Factually, they are only 2 questions if you read them correctly. So please spend about 4 to 5 minutes reading the paper first. If you read them properly, you will be able to combine a couple of questions before you start. So I would just recommend that you read it first instead of attempting them question by question, because by doing one thing, you will be able to solve the other as well.
Okay. Next week only, no exam.
I don't know about that. I think somebody from the university will get in touch with you all. Most likely, yes, it should be next week. But is it some public holiday next week? I don't know.
Yeah, holiday is there. Year.
I don't know. So that I think somebody from the university will get in touch with you all.
No problem. Drew, actually, I asked you in the chat, WhatsApp chat, related to the Cognito video, whether you had the time or I don't know.
I really and apologies. I've just been super busy, so I will just go through that and let you know.
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Okay.
Any questions?
Dhruv is under attack.
Yes.
Morning, you must have missed. He's under attack.
Yes.
Which one? Which one?
We are under DDoS
DDoS.
past now almost 50
Okay.
hours. Yeah. Cool, folks. Any questions? Anything that I can help out with? Any feedback for the session?
No, I think this is the last session for the
Congratulations, folks.
tech term. So I am very happy.
Congratulations, all of you, then.
Successfully, anyhow, I completed all the classes.
Success. Yeah.
That's really nice. Congratulations to all of you, and hope it's a smooth sailing from here.
And now I need to work on project.
Yeah. I think that you must do before. I think Dr. Shinu will also come and badger you with that then.
Yeah,
Before
already
that,
they are
we'll
on.
do. Bye bye.
That's cool. All right, folks. So if there's any feedback, anything, I'm here on call. Otherwise, thank you so much. Have a good weekend, and somebody from the university will get in touch with you for when the exam is, and good luck. I know few of you submitted your assignment. It will be marked by tomorrow EFD max, and your papers will also be marked after you submit them, probably by the Sunday itself if it happens next Saturday. Otherwise, just give me about 48 hours. I'll mark them after that.
Oh, that is way beyond the expectation.
I generally
Second,
mark. I
whole
generally.
second year is pending.
So I mark everything within 48 hours. I don't take longer than that because then even I start forgetting what I've asked you. So
We
honestly,
have
I
already forgotten what we have submitted in law and other things.
yeah,
But
I
Dhruv, can you give like, I think 3 4 assignments are only pending, 2 3.
mhm.
Uh, can we take at least like from my end? I'll think, yeah, 2 weeks. I think 1 or 2 weeks I'll take to complete all.
It's okay. Submit it whenever. Just send me a message whenever. If it's past the time, just send me a message and I will like look at it.
Yeah, only that is it.
No problem. Sounds good.
That's it. I think we have to revise it. Only whatever you told are currently applicable for my project also, but on overview.
Perfect. I'll get back to you on the cognito part. Just give me some time. I'll read up on that and get back to you.
Yeah, that is basically for authentication. We got stuck.
Understood. I somewhat remember you sending me a message and somewhat read it also, but I've just slipped my mind, so I will get back to it.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, folks. Thank you so much. Have a good weekend and congratulations to all of you again. I have no doubts that
Thank
I'll have
you.
that you will not pass this course